Hello and welcome to the Saratoga Motorcar Auction website. My name is Bill Windham and I'm the auction director for our annual Saratoga Springs auction held this year, September 18th and 19th, with a preview day of September 17th. What I'm going to do today is just go over the process for some people that have never participated in an auction, the process of consigning a car, and also if you wish to bid on a car. The process begins with the consigning of a car. That usually is initiated by an ad you may have seen, or the fact that you're local and you're made aware of the auction. What we start off with is really your description of what the car is. And at that point in time, in that discussion with me, based on my knowledge in the current market, we'll come to an agreement as to what we feel your car would bring the day of the auction. There's two ways to proceed from that point. One is to list your car as a consignment either with a reserve or at no reserve. Reserve would mean that there is a set price that you would not let the car sell for below that number. In other words, if you set your reserve at $50,000 and the high bid is $45,000, you would not be required to sell the car. Having said that, at any time during the process of your car running across the auction block, you have the ability to actually drop the reserve. And that would be done while your car is going across the block in conjunction with the auctioneer, myself, or one of the auction team. Car offered at no reserve would mean that the car is going to sell no matter what price it brings on the auction block. Some people are afraid of that, but generally speaking, there's two thoughts to a no reserve consignment. One is bidders, knowing that the car will sell, will be more active in the bidding process. The downside would be the fear that you're going to lose a lot of value, perceived value that you have in the car. My experience tells me that it's rare that a car sells for far less than what the current market value is. We need to discuss as well what are the costs involved in consigning a car to our auction. We have some of the lowest consignment fees and sellers and buyers premiums in the auction world. To consign a car, the consignment fee, depending if you wish the car to be under a tent, would be $400. If you don't mind it being uncovered, it would be $300. The consignment fee helps to reimburse the auction for the cost of the marketing and administrative cost of your car. We have your car listed in all our websites. We have the car being promoted nationally in all the periodicals related to the classic car world. And that fee offsets some of those costs. The consignment commission fees are based on if you consign the car with a reserve or without a reserve. So the seller's fee for a car listed with a reserve would be 7%. If you list the car without a reserve, it is 5%. Now, what is that percentage? That is the percentage of what the selling price of the car is. In other words, if your car sold at $50,000, you would receive a check less than $50,000 because we would subtract either $3,500 from that $50,000 or $2,500 based on if you listed the car with reserve or no reserve. However, the car must sell, otherwise there is no seller's fee. The only fee to enter your car into auction would be the consignment fee of either $300 or $400. Now, on the buyer's side, the buyer's premium is 10% of the selling price of the car. That remains consistent regardless if we sell a car at $15,000 or $250,000. If you are bidding on the car, you need to take that into consideration. Again, using the $50,000 selling price number, the selling price to you, actually, you'd be writing a check for $55,000. cars, once they go through the block, you will have 3 days to remove the car if it is not sold. If it is sold, we try to have a check in your hand between 3 and 4 weeks. Obviously, checks must clear, funds must clear, bank wire transfers must arrive. So there's an administrative time frame to be able to receive the fees, get the title work applied to the buyer, and then get to the seller that check.